The 70 series, again, is 1 inch, but this can be male or female. Notice all these so far have all been male threaded. The 70 series makes them both ways, male or female base. Male would be external threads, female would be internal threads. And we're looking at a range somewhat in this neighborhood of 8 to 40 GPM, and again our pressure rating is about 40 to 80 PSI, in that range. Now we got a sprinkler head that we're going to use. This could be used as a turf head, very likely, golf course, valve and key, toward the end on center pivots. They even use them for over tree orchards. In the past, that was a head that sometimes was used because you can space them way wide apart. So you don't have to have near as many sprinklers per acre. So it's really nice when you're just trying to do move and go away, move and go away. If you're out there moving turf heads, you don't want to have to move one every 40 or 50 feet when you can move one every 70 or 80 feet. Cuts down the number of heads you move by about a sixth, which is really nice if you're the person having to change them all the time. They also used on end guns of center pivots. You'll see these bigger heads out on the ends of pivots. And they do make an 80 series, the biggest of that sidearm impact model. And here we're looking at 1.25" base, flow rates of 20 to 110 GPM, and pressure rating from 40 to 100 PSI. Now what we have are quite a range of pressures and quite a range of flow rates available, and how the distance that they throw. Now I could put up the distances. I'll put up the extreme range out here. In other words, the maximum they can throw, because we can diffuse these things, or we can go smaller nozzles and keep backing up the distance of the flow of the throw. But what I want to do is show you what the maximum projectile is for these different sizes of heads. So in the 20 series, we're somewhere limited to about 40 feet. And these would be radius. In other words, from the sprinkler out, they'll shoot 40 feet. So the diameter would be 80. If I'm the sprinkler, I'd shoot 40 feet this way and 40 feet this way. So I'd cover 80 feet. But I have a 40-foot radius. Now we go to the 30 series. The maximum range, if you go with a stream straightener in the sprinkler, we can get that thing out there about 60 feet. 60 to 62 feet. And of course, weather conditions have an impact on this too. If you're shooting her downwind, it'll go a lot further. If you're shooting right into the wind, it may not even go any feet. There are times when I've been out in a field where I could stand right beside a sprinkler and never get wet. This series sprinkler that's supposed to be shooting 50 to 60 feet, the wind's blowing so hard, no water is getting on one side of the pipe. None at all. Because the wind's pushing it all the other way. So it can be that dramatic. The 40 series, we're up to about 75 feet. The 60 and 70 series, somewhere around 80 and 85. And the 80 series, as much as about 120 feet. You can see when you put a lot of water, with a lot of pressure, you can throw it a long ways. 120 foot radius. That's half the length of this building. So we could put that sprinkler out in the middle of the hall here, and it would shoot all the way to one end and all the way to the other if we turned it 180 degrees. That's a pretty good throw. Well, that's the little guys.